So I gotta make a mantle that's gonna go on the panel that I made the other day. And I can make it two ways. One way is make it with the solid wood. The other way is to make it with the plywood. And those are my two options. Why I'm talking about this is I'm trying to analyze what is gonna work best aesthetically and functionality. If I make it out of solid wood here, if there's any flaws or tweaks, which this wood is not going to be straight, so it is going to twist on me doing those 45-degree miters, I can sand it out and I'm not going to have to worry about burning through any veneer. But the downside is the fact that it's going to be twisted on my cuts because it's a solid wood, so I'm going to have to really fight it in order to glue it together. If I make it out of plywood, then there won't be any twists. It will be nice and straight. The downside is I have the potential of sanding through the veneer when I sand it. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to build it out of the plywood. It may cost me a little bit more because I'm using a full sheet of plywood, but since it's going on a plywood back, the veneer will match, so the colors will be the same as it ages, where solid wood, it may look a little bit different than the veneer as it ages. So I just wanted to point that out, that as you build things, you're always analyzing what's the best situation and how it actually works. So I'm gonna go look at what I have, see if I can piece it, but most likely I'm gonna have to cut a full sheet in order to cut this mantle. Here's the piece of plywood that I'm using, and what I'm doing now is I'm analyzing what part of the grain I'm gonna make for the front. So I'm gonna have 7 inches on the top, 4 inches in the middle, and 7 inches on the bottom. I like this piece of grain right here. I don't know if you can see it or if the camera shows, but that grain's nice. So even though this is more than 12 or 7 inches here, I'm gonna make sure I cut it to where this beautiful grain will be on the front, that when you see that mantle, it'll work out. So I'm gonna waste a little bit of wood in order to get the best grain on the front. Look at how exciting this is. That's the mantle. They're mitered. Pieces are all mitered. That's the front. This is the bottom. That's the top. That's the right side. And that's the left side. So I'm going to put this together. I'm probably going to wrap these 3 together and then put these end pieces on at the end. So let's get to work, get this glued up, and be done. I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 clamps on here, plus 2 hand clamps, and a whole bunch of tape. So this is what I'm talking about, of making the wood work for you. I got all my mitered corners nice and tight with no gaps. Glue coming out of all of the edges, and so when this is done, this is going to look like a solid piece of wood. I have taken off the clamps and sanded the box mantle. As you can see, it really doesn't look like much. It just looks like a solid piece of wood, and that's exactly what I want. So this is perfect. All my edges came out nice and clean. It's sanded. The grain matches, goes around the edges. It's a top just like that. As you can see, hollow in the back, so that way we can attach to the underneath with the blocking. This mantle is done. So I put kicks on. All I have to do is sand these, break edges, sand these, break edges, sand the doors, break edges. I've sanded it, broken edges. Now I just repeat again and again and again. And repeat. And repeat. And repeat. And again. Yay! My doors are done. All I have to do now is pad sand the tops over there and the kicks. And this job is ready for the finish shop. Door fronts for the 1, 2, 3, 4 base cabinets. Done. The legs on either side of the base cabinets, both sides, done. The mantle right there that is going to go on, which you can't see the front of, but this is the back side of the fireplace hearth that's going to wrap around the fireplace. Done. I have this job done. Finishing a job is such a wonderful feeling. It feels like taking a deep breath after a long day of work. It's hard to describe, and it's so satisfying knowing that you've built something and you drew it and you laid it out and you talked to the client or person or whoever, and everything seems to work just fine. It's just very satisfying completing a job. So I've completed this last job that you guys have been watching, and all I need to do is get it finished, put the hardware in, and then I'm going to be helping a contractor install it. Hopefully I'll give you guys some video of it while we're installing and or after it's installed. It's going to look really nice. It's really custom. So I'm just wanted to share that it's nice to complete a project. These last couple weeks I've been sick, things have been going on, and it's just nice to get in, get working, and get things done. So I probably got this done in probably 4 days, so probably 4 full days, and I got everything completed. But now that this is completed, I have more work, I have more jobs, and I'm not complaining. I definitely like work, but as I always say, off to bigger and better things. So that's my story for today, or the last couple of days on this video, and stay tuned. There'll definitely be more projects, more work. I really want to try to get videos of the product installed. I think it's real important to see that, because just seeing it unfinished in the shop and in pieces isn't it quite as exciting as once it's in place. So I'm going to do my best to try to video that and have you guys see that. So with all that being said, my day's over. So watch my videos, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will share more of what I do with you guys. So take care. Bye. Other than that, something's loose.